The air on Terra was thick with secrets, heavy enough to choke even the most seasoned adeptus administratum archivists. Deep beneath the spired cities, in the forbidden vaults where only whispers dared to enter, lay relics of a time long erased from imperial records. For millennia, these vaults had been sealed, protected by arcane wards and the vigilance of silent, shadowed custodians whose loyalty to the Emperor was absolute. But now something had shifted. A tremor ran through the planetary lattice, subtle yet undeniable, signaling the stirring of hidden knowledge thought lost forever. Imagine the weight of holding a secret capable of shaking the Imperium itself. This was not a burden to be taken lightly. Where are you watching from right now? Drop it in the comments. Because the story about to unfold is as vast and mysterious as Terra itself, and your location might just make you feel closer to its dark corridors. If you're new here, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because the journey we're embarking on dives into forbidden history that the Imperium would kill to protect. The vaults weren't just storerooms of artifacts. They were the keepers of the galaxy's deepest, deadliest secrets, the first clues of the vaults. Awakening came in whispers among the adeptus mechanicus. Data slates flickered with anomalies that could not be explained by malfunctions, and the Omnissiah's priests murmured, prophecies long buried in forbidden cogitator scripts. It was as if the vaults themselves were reaching out, sensing a time when their guardians were weak, when curiosity and ambition might breach the iron doors. Outside, the city of Holy Terra thrummed with routine life, unaware that beneath their feet, the foundations of imperial authority could soon crumble. Every shadowed corridor, every locked chamber, carried a secret that could rewrite history or bring it to ruin. Within the inner sanctums, the whispers grew bolder. A rogue psyker, exiled centuries ago, had returned, drawn by something he could not name, but could feel deep in his soul. His presence a spark against the dark, awakened dormant wards, peeling back layers of secrecy like a scholar turning forbidden pages. What he uncovered would be enough to drive lesser men insane. Yet he pressed on, guided by visions and a thirst for knowledge that even the Emperor's own custodians could not fully comprehend. Each step took him deeper into a labyrinth where time itself seemed to bend, and the line between past, present, and the forgotten future blurred into darkness. As the psyker approached the first of the grand vault doors, etched with sigils older than Terra's recorded history, a chill ran through the air. He could almost hear the voices of the dead, whispering in a language lost to time. Were they warnings or invitations? Only the vaults themselves held the answer, and they were notoriously selective about whom they revealed their secrets to. This was not a mere adventure. This was a confrontation with the essence of Terra itself, with knowledge that had shaped empires, fueled wars, and given rise to gods. What lay behind the door could change everything the Imperium believed about itself. If your curiosity is burning, make sure to like this video and comment below on what you think the psyker might discover first. And don't go anywhere, because the next episode will take you inside the vaults themselves, where every shadow could hide revelation or death. The psyker's hands hovered over the cold, rune-etched surface of the vault door. It pulsed faintly as though alive, reacting to the presence of one who dared approach. Each sigil seemed to hum with a power older than the Imperium itself, resonating with a cadence that threatened to unmake the mind. With a trembling breath, he placed his palm against the central glyph, and the door groaned in reluctant recognition. Behind it lay corridors carved into the bedrock of Terra, twisting and endless, illuminated by ghostly lights that seemed to flicker with memory. The air was dense, saturated with the weight of countless forgotten lives and the echoes of unspeakable truths. Every step he took was a step deeper into history that the Emperor had deemed too dangerous to preserve. As he descended, the corridors revealed murals of impossible events. Battles that had never appeared in sanctioned records, figures resembling both man and machine, and stars bleeding light into voids that should not exist. The walls themselves seemed to watch, reacting subtly to his gaze, guiding or warning him in ways he could not yet decipher. Somewhere deep within the vault, a pulse of raw psychic energy throbbed, a heartbeat of Terra itself, as though the planet remembered secrets even the Imperium had forgotten. At times he felt the corridors stretch, contract and whisper, a dissonance that toyed with his mind, hinting at knowledge far beyond mortal comprehension. Not all who enter the vaults emerge sane. The psyker knew this, Yet the lure of forbidden knowledge was irresistible. His mind expanded to accommodate visions of ancient Xenos artifacts buried within, weapons of psychic magnitude that could annihilate whole fleets, and records of long-dead civilizations whose understanding of reality dwarfed the Imperium's. In the distance, he glimpsed a chamber bathed in a sickly green glow, filled with hovering cogitator orbs that whispered in tones no human ear should perceive. This was no ordinary archive. This was the repository of Terra's hidden will, a place where destiny itself had been recorded and stored for a time yet to come. Suddenly the vault shuddered. The psyker staggered, clutching the nearest wall. A shadow moved at the edge of his vision. Something alive, ancient, and vigilant. It was a custodian of the secrets, a guardian not seen for millennia, its form both machine and organic, its eyes glowing with unblinking intensity. The guardian did not speak, yet its intent was clear. Only those who proved worthy could proceed. The psyker, driven by visions and obsession alike, whispered an invocation, hoping that his courage and knowledge would be enough. The creature tilted its head, scanning him, and then, with a sound like grinding steel and breaking stone, it stepped aside. Deeper in the chamber, the psyker discovered the first of Terra's ultimate secrets. A crystalline archive containing psychic imprints of those who had walked the Imperium's path centuries before. Each imprint revealed events the official records denied, the hidden sins and victories of the Emperor's loyal subjects, and truths that could topple kingdoms if revealed. The weight of it threatened to crush his mind, but he pressed on, compelled to unlock what had been forbidden. Somewhere in the far reaches of the vault, a mechanism stirred, one that had not moved for thousands of years, signaling that what he had awakened was not a passive archive, but a sentinel, prepared to challenge intruders who sought its knowledge. If your mind is racing, just imagining what secrets lie in those corridors. Hit the like button and comment your theories below. What would you do if you stood where our psyker stands? And make sure you stay tuned, because the next episode will plunge us into the vault's core, where the most dangerous and galaxy-shaking revelations await. The psyker stepped into the heart of the vaults, a vast chamber that seemed to exist outside both space and time. Columns of dark stone rose impossibly high, their surfaces etched with glowing runes that twisted and writhed like living thoughts. In the center floated an artifact of unimaginable scale, a crystalline prism that pulsed with psychic energy so potent it bent the air around it. It was the core of Terra's hidden knowledge, the wellspring from which centuries of imperial secrecy had been drawn. To touch it was to see the past, the present, and the futures the Imperium had tried desperately to erase. The psyker's heart thundered. Every fiber of his being screamed to flee, yet he could not resist the gravitational pull of the prism's truth. As he approached, visions assaulted him. He saw the Emperor in his hidden moments of vulnerability, plotting battles and betrayals that no living historian had recorded. He glimpsed long-lost Xenos technologies, weapons capable of unraveling entire star systems, and the secret histories of chapters of space marines whose deeds were both glorious and horrifying. It became clear that this prism was not merely an archive, it was a living conscience of Terra, a sentient memory of the Imperium itself. But knowledge came at a cost. Each revelation threatened to fracture his mind, twisting perception into a labyrinth of possibilities. One wrong thought could shatter his sanity, leaving him trapped forever as another ghost within the vaults. Suddenly, the Guardian from earlier reappeared, its form now imposing and almost ethereal. It did not move to strike, but hovered between him and the prism, a silent question in its unblinking eyes. The psyker realized the truth. The vaults were not merely storing knowledge, they were judging him. Only those who could bear the weight of Terra's secrets, who could understand without being consumed, were allowed passage. He steadied himself, whispering ancient prayers and focusing every fragment of his mind, hoping that his desire for truth outweighed his fear. The Guardian tilted its head, as though acknowledging his resolve, and slowly receded. Reaching the prism, he extended his hands, and a surge of psychic energy coursed through him. His consciousness fractured and expanded simultaneously. He saw entire campaigns erased from official histories, the dark truths of civil wars and betrayals that had been hidden for millennia, and the coded plans of the Emperor himself for a future no human was meant to foresee. Every secret, every manipulation, and every hidden victory and failure of the Imperium was laid bare before him. And yet the most dangerous revelation was a prophecy of what could come. An endgame scenario that, if known to the wrong minds, could bring Terra itself to ruin. The chamber trembled, the vaults responding to the psychic storm unleashed by the prism. The Psyker's vision cleared, and with it came understanding. The secrets of Terra were not meant to be hoarded, nor casually wielded. They were a burden, a test, and a warning. He withdrew, leaving the prism untouched, carrying only fragments of insight enough to guide, but not destroy, the Imperium. The Guardian returned to its watch, silent as ever, and the vaults closed behind him, leaving only echoes of knowledge and the faintest hum of forbidden power. If this journey through Terra's hidden heart has thrilled you, don't forget to like this video, comment your favorite moment, and subscribe to join us on more adventures into the darkest corners of the Warhammer 40K universe. Hit that notification bell, because the galaxy has more secrets waiting, and we'll uncover them together.